Hello there, I'm Mouldy and I've finally sorted every single Lego brick in this room, on that wall, in like 95% of the drawers. Stole that one from Throwmania, but I have sorted out most of these drawers behind me. With the help of my fiance, we took all the drawers off the wall yesterday and basically sorted them on the floor. It was a massive mess, should have recorded it, but now I'm very happy with how they are sorted. And you might be able to see we've got a load of spare drawers. We've got all of these little drawers empty here, and we also have this entire unit empty, which is so nice. Most of these have been sorted out into bags, especially if there's not enough bricks to fill the drawer, which is something that I was doing quite a bit of, especially sorting part, sorting by color. And I thought I'd go through with you today here in this video exactly what my line of thinking is for sorting all these parts, to hopefully inspire you to do the same with your parts. Maybe switch up the way you sort your bricks, because not all of these are sorted by parts, and there's actually some weird combinations that I wouldn't have thought about until doing this yesterday. So let's start all the way at the end with the second unit. Right at the top of this unit, we have all our clips, two of which I must be using for something. I don't know why these are out, but I guess I've been using some of the clips, and most of these are split into their elements. So we've got all of the 1x here. We've got these 1x. I know I need a red one of these for Shredder's bike, which I am going to be speed building here on the channel soon. I might make that into a live stream. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we go down to minifigures, and these are grouped with similar elements. You can see these 2x2 plates, which have been grouped with the brackets, with these funky plates as well, that we've been using a lot of in a few of the recent Lego Star Wars sets. And some of these are split up into colors. So these plates here, these 2x2s with the extra little snot plate there, have been split up not only into separate drawers based on colors, but even the drawers have been divided, split up into colors just to get to them easier. They don't fill up one of these bigger drawers. This is about 3 of the smaller drawers, so I'm keeping them in the smaller drawers. And just to go through some of the others as well, we've got the brackets. These are only the grey 2x2s. I have the most of those in both the top and bottom brackets. And then the rest of the brackets, I think, are in one of these drawers. Oh, there we go. Just at the back there. There's all the other colours. Same with the 1x2s. We have a mix of colours there. And over here, we have our blue bottoms at the front and our black tops at the back, just in case I need one bracket. And they're going to be hidden in most sets. They are hidden away. So I can just come here, grab the most common colour. These are from those 501st battle packs that I have way too many of. I think I ended up with like 6 of those in the end. And I've tried not to keep all these plates. You see, these are all stacked together because they fit a lot nicer. They're one of the only pieces that are still stacked together because it's easier to go into a drawer, grab one of the element, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many I need, rather than trying to get this thing out, which that's going to be a pain. I'm going to break this up in a minute. And then at the bottom, we've got a load of the rounded elements. This is an outlier in the sense that it's a very empty drawer. I think this is one of the last drawers that I ended up putting in. We got the light bricks and the flames. I might actually take some of the flame elements out of the bag and refill this drawer, just so we've got the flame elements there, or vice versa. These might move into a bag in one of the drawers I just showed you. But for these bigger drawers, we've mixed up a little bit more. Some elements have been able to have been split, not just by color, but also by the type of brick they are. So we've got a little mix in here with some of these bar elements. But then over here, I've actually sandwiched together both sides of clips, because this is fairly easy to pour out onto a tray and sort out which elements that I do need. And a lot of the time, if I'm using one of these, chances are the set's going to have a few more. And the same goes with the double clips versus these single clips. Didn't have a lot of single clips, so I threw them in with the doubles. And again, honestly, I'll just take the drawer to my desk, pour them out. If I'm going to look for a specific color, I'm not going to keep like 40 bags for all these different clips. So they're all in a drawer. These clip and bars I had enough of to fill each segment, so they aren't mixed. And the same with these ball joints. A few of these aren't as mixed. We get drawers like this where there's just a load of different types, so they've all gone in the same. And then we get drawers like this where they're very unique elements And thanks to these being on the pick and build wall, I have a ton of these to fill their own drawers. A few more mixed drawers at the bottom with different brackets, which can usually be substituted for each other. And then we also have animals and hats to go with that row of minifigure. So we are keeping similar themes in these units. So if I need any minifigure parts or any clip and bar elements, I know which unit to go to. And I don't think I showed off this. So there we go. We also have our 4x4 and 3x3 dishes. I have a load of 4x4s dotted around with other larger pieces and different piles. So they are probably going to overfill this, but that's why we've got all these empty drawers here to fill afterwards. Going on to the next one, we've got a few wedges at the top. I showed them off last time. I think they were still here. Same with the panels, the bar elements, and the flick fire missiles, which I have separated into red and other. Most of the ones we get in Star Wars are red. So there you go. The red ones do have their own section. And then we have some blues, blacks, greens, and all the other colors at the back with the bricks next to them. So if I ever need one of these bricks, chances are I'm also going to need the drawer to the left. Maybe at some point we can switch it around so that the colors are in the front and the bricks are in the back. That way I only need to grab one drawer if I need them. A few 3D printed elements as well, because they are mixed up in here. And then the rest of this is really slopes and other elements that are similar to the slopes. Taking a look at these opposite slopes on the right, which I was going to mix all into one larger drawer, but I quite like having the different colors separated. And look how cool that looks. That's thumbnail material right there. We have our other slopes, 1x, 1x2 cheese slopes, and then behind these drawers we also have even more sloped elements. These right here, I was torn, do I put them with the clips because they have a bar on top? But then they're sloped, do they go with the slopes? And I use them more as slopes. I tend not to use them as bars. Handlebars, there are better elements for them. So I've whacked them with the slopes here, and I think that's where they'll stay. For bark speeders and the likes at the front is kind of the only time I really use those. A few other miscellaneous parts. I think these rounded elements went here just because I needed something to fill the back. And we've gone with the doors, windows, that are the same on the bottom three here. So they match up. We've got a few of these longer elements, which are always mixed. This netting is actually very handy for creating some rough terrain. And there is a few examples of a piece like this. Goes in a drawer that doesn't seem to fit it, but it's been here for so long. I pair it up with this drawer. And if you do have similar examples, I mean, this axle definitely shouldn't be in there, so that will have to go out. But if you have similar examples where you usually keep certain things together and it works for you, don't be afraid to do it. Don't just switch it up because, well, no one else is going to know that's in there. It's your Lego sorting, your Lego mess, messy it however you like. That's the best way I can put it. And there you go. We've got some 1x2s. Likewise, I'm used to these being around here. So they work there. And then we have our giant plates. And by giant plates, I just mean anything that's too big to fit in something like this. And also doesn't work too well in these drawers because this is 2 drawers worth of these giant plates. I have gone from 2 drawers here to 6 drawers up there. And roughly 4 of those big drawers are these drawers here. Check out these, not brick heads, but mini Lego builds. I've put them up there as well because they're the only thing short enough that doesn't get in the way of any of the drawers. But we'll start off with the bottom. A few plants. These have been really mixed since the last time I showed them off because I don't use the plants. Likewise, the seasonal pick and build accessories. We've got webs, we've got some flowers, some of which are new. Quite liking some of these colors, and snowflakes, love hearts. Again, they're in one drawer. I know exactly where to find them. But the bigger plates, we've got 4x6s, we've got 4x8s, we've got 4x10s, and then we have 6x6, 6x8s, and 6x12s, I think. I think we have like 2 6x10s, and they might have been in the back of one of these. So we've mixed up the 4x8s at the front. What do we have in here? Oh, there we go. 4x8s, then we have 4x10s, and then we have, no, 4x10s, 4x8s, 4x10s, 4x12s, that's where I'm going wrong. These are 4x12s, and then we have some of the 6x12s that don't have the studs on the front, which come in like the Scarif Beach set, which I hope to be rebuilding sometime later this year. Moving on to our other plates, these are usually 2x, 1x, and the modified plates go here. So we've got 2x2s, 2x3s, a lot of which in grey, as I am a Star Wars fan. We've got some Technic ones as well. I don't know where all my 2x8s have gone. I know one of them is screwed to the desk, just under here, and this is where I attach my brick separators. You can get 3 brick, well, you could probably actually get 4 brick separators, but I put 3 with a gap in the middle, just so I don't knock them off when I grab the other one. And likewise, next to them are more 2x plates. We've got the 2x6s, and then basically anything longer than a 2x6 that isn't a 2x8 and fits within 2, so 2x10s, 2x12s, and they continue just towards the back. Our jumpers haven't moved. This is where they were before. This is where it feels like they always have been. They might have been over to the right a little bit, but they've always been in this vicinity. So it's nice to keep some parts exactly where I can expect them, with the slopes next to them. And then we have a few nice colored drawers. In an ideal world, I would love all the drawers to look like this, but they don't, because it isn't an ideal world, especially when working with Lego. But in here are 2x6 bricks, which fit perfectly, fill up the drawer. Check that out. Split by 2 or more colours. I guess we've had a few different coloured ones back here where I don't have a lot of those. Pretty sure I got all of those from creative boxes. And then a few other brick elements. Likewise, these are how I remember them, so they're fairly easy to remember. A few miscellaneous 1x and 2x plates in here. Oh, and I also finally found this 1x4 element I've been looking for ages. So what I can do is come down here, knock this black one off the Star Destroyer and replace it whilst I remember, because honestly, as soon as I stop recording, I am going to completely forget. So there we go. We finally fixed the top of the Star Destroyer. Now back to looking at the rest of the drawers. I'll put this back in there. It's a 1x, but it's got that groove and it's a bit thicker, which is why it goes with the rest of the 2x elements. A few modified plates. Like I said, it's not just 2x's. We've got 1x modified, 4x6s with the bar elements on the side. We've got our corner plates. These have been really handy. I've got a few dark tan ones I've got to add into this, but I'm currently using them. I can't remember what I think I'm using them in the Friends modular building of all things, and that is being broken down. A few other plates here, some 1x5s. We've got our C plates, our X plates, and you know, all those funky ones that you think would be really cool, but they're hard to use in mocks, and most of the rest of this is to be sorted out. We've got some 1x bricks, which take up 2 drawers up there, as well as, I think it's this drawer here, we've got all sorted 1x bricks, and then so many 1x bricks coming out of our ears down there. They're going to need their own drawer at some point, and then a few Technic drawers that will be sorted out into bags. I just haven't got around to this yet, and there are a lot of specialized elements like these different bar axle pieces that will definitely get their own bag eventually. But whilst I've got the empty drawers and like the Minecraft elements just up here, the different bricks that I don't want to break down, but well, we haven't worked on our Minecraft world for quite some time, and I would love to move that into one of the other shelves just on the left once I've sorted out all those minifigures. So you see, it's a very step-by-step process. First you sort the Lego, then you sort the minifigures, then you build something with a Lego, then you have to break down the Lego, and then we're back to sorted. It's a big circle, but it's honestly so much fun. I do enjoy the process, and especially taking you on the journey and showing you how I sort the Lego. Now we're on to, I don't have favorites. I don't have favorites, but if I did, this would be my favorite. And I don't think I have to explain myself. Just look how cool this looks. This is mostly plates, tiles, and then I do have a little drawer in here with scissors, decal equipment, and a screwdriver. But we do have tiles on these bottom drawers here. Tan have been mixed, grey have been mixed, and I've also gone and mixed the red and the white because I quite like Kenobi's Delta, the V19 Torrent, and all the other ships that use that colour combo. So if I'm using one of them, I'll try to sneak in a few of the others, and the rest of the tiles are on top. We got our blues, our purples are in here as well. Dark blue, sand blue, other blue, maybe our purples are in with the red. We've got our greens and browns, very autumn feeling draw, that one. We've then got our yellows. I think I've snuck the golds in there. We've got our oranges with a trans orange also mixed in. And then we've got our reds, our trans reds at the back, which I might mix up with the trans oranges, and then some of our pinks, and basically all the purples we have left after building the giant B1 Battle Droid and STAP Speeder, followed by the round bricks. You kind of see the pattern here. So we have some plates in there that aren't meant to be. We have some tiles at the top, then we have our round plates, then we have our actual plates, which take up not one, not two, but 3 rows. Tan, black is an overspill draw. So this is black plates, and then we have an overspill for black because somehow we have more black than grey. I know, I can't believe it, but it is what it is. We have some tan, which take up 2 draws, so they don't need a big draw. Reds all the way to yellows, greens, blues, pinks, and then also our other greys that, as a Star Wars fan, of course, I just have a million of. So that is how I have sorted out these units, and hopefully they will be like this for years to come. I don't want to have to resort any of these. This has taken so long, but it's definitely been worth all the effort. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can chime in on the next live stream, which hopefully I will continue to schedule the next one every time a stream ends, but I admit I do forget to schedule them until the next morning. So stay tuned for the next live stream and ask me in the live stream any tips, and I can provide you with a more detailed answer, and hopefully you can then ask any other questions about my answer. Might be a little easier. And if you haven't already seen the giant B1 Battle Droid and STAP Speeder, check that out on the channel and subscribe for more awesome builds like this. Thank you so much for watching this video and making it to the end. Drop a like if you enjoyed. May the bricks be with you always.